So hello everyone, welcome to YourPedia. So today we are with Professor Aditya Nigam. So we are at IIT Mandi, and he is the professor at IIT Mandi. He expertise in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So Professor Nigam, can you please tell us something about your journey, how you got here and all?
Hi, my name is Aditya Nigam, and I've done my MTech and PhD from IIT Kanpur. And I joined IIT Mandi in 2014, and at that point of time, AIML was just about to start, and subjects were like computer vision, image processing, and machine learning. But I was teaching many other subjects like data structures, algorithms, and operating systems, networks, and so on. And later, I understood that in 14, 15, around 16, I visited few conferences. I understand that deep learning is something which is about to boom. So I started new course here at IIT Mandi, that is deep learning and its applications. That is CES 671. And even pre-COVID time in 2018 or 19, I started my own channel, that is essentially deep learning at IIT Mandi. So this channel we have, I started to make more and more videos and keep on uploading over there. And the videos that I used to make there are when I'm teaching in the class, I keep on recording and keep on updating on my YouTube channel. So that is one course CS671 that I've started later. I understood that there are no new more concepts are coming like graph neural networks, transformers, and diffusion models, and so on. So I started to have another course that we have designed, that is CS672, that is advanced concepts in deep learning. That is the journey in very short brief. I'm sorry. Yes.
So, is it possible for every students to access your videos, sir?
Yeah, it's publicly available. It's free of cost. And the good and the bad thing is that they both of these things are like they are very long videos because they are not short 15 minutes lectures and so on. It's a complete full-fledged 42 hours is one 4 credit course required. So if I'm teaching a course and if I'm recording, that's around 42 or 43-hour full course. It's publicly available. So 19 I recorded, 20 after that 20, 21, 22, everyone knows it actually become a norm that if you are teaching, you are recording. So everything was recorded and I just uploaded
Yes,
it.
yes. So, Professor Nigam, sir, can you just tell me how AI is impacting our life?
Yeah, so AI is impacting in big way to each and everyone. And to just give you an example, that whatever the thing that you see, it's smart. Even if your phone, if your car, if your TV, mobile phone, whatever is smart, it's actually using AI. And if I say AI ML, and it's going to be recorded, but I'm going to say this thing that ML is almost converted to deep learning. So ML is having so many different concepts. Out of them, there is one specific model which is called as neural network, and when it becomes very deep, it becomes deep neural network. Very simplistic definition. And later one can see that ML, all the concepts of ML, all these models, they started to be becoming obsolete in front of a single model, that's neural network. And now you can see that each and everything, whichever is smart, it's actually using some component of deep learning. So things are becoming smart, and they are becoming smart because of the data. So we have huge amount of data, and we have a data hungry one can say model, which is neural network, and it understand to get new inferences out of the data as fast as possible. So you can see that if you have big amount of data, without changing the network or without changing the machine learning model much, same model or similar models are adapting and eating more amount of data and becoming much more intelligent. So chat gpt, it's actually a big neural network which can take huge amount of data and started to behave in a very optimal way. And similarly, you can see DALE 2 and other Imagen or other different types of models by which you can generate images from the text. Now if you just write a text that a dog riding a car, and it's going to work in front of you in few seconds. You just and on your laptop, because publicly servers are available. Now that's the the point that art is also coming from AI. And chat gpt is anyways communicating in terms of dialogues. Cameras are looking the frames and then telling you that what is happening in the video. Language processing is completely changed. You keep on speaking and it's converted into different not only in text but in different languages on the fly. And YouTube is already doing so many things. So you can see that whatever you see that it's smart, it's essentially deep learning. That's why it's impacting everyone.
So the trajectory by like the trajectory that you see, the where AI is going. So where do you see the AI going in 2 or 3 years?
So let me tell you that in every, when I was talking to this to everyone, that every 3 months we'll have to learn new things. Our job is not like, that what I understood, like Newton's law of motion or something, it's not going to change. Whatever I am teaching, several times it happened that in after 3 to 4 classes I need to say that, hey, that's not the best thing, we'll have to change it because some new paper come and say that, oh, that's wrong, they have to change it in this way. So this area is really emerging, and emerging very fast. If something is emerging very fast, it's just like, real fire. So real fire is good, you can use it for so many things, but bad also, because it's raw, so it's going to, burn your hands also. So those who are really working in this area of AI ML, they every day they'll have to read new things. In 3 to 4 months papers are becoming obsolete, and that's the speed. It's exponential. Things are becoming so fast. Maybe, I mean, just 2 years back, if somebody say that you are going to have an agent who can talk as real as possible, if I say that, ChatGPT can try to solve certain complicated questions for you, or we have systems by which you can solve the differential equation, neural networks by which you can solve the differential equation or protein foldings and so on. So nobody may believe that, okay, it is going to happen maybe in this much amount of time. So things are exponential. You can't say that after 3 months what's going to happen, and after 2 years it's, big leap is going to happen.
And what are the course prerequisites for AI and ML, sir?
Yeah, so once I say AI and ML, I will only be focusing on, say, deep learning, and and the point is that, I several times visit the places and keep on saying that, see, deep learning has made things lot more in, democratical for everyone. Now the point is that suppose that you wanted to do something in computer vision, natural language processing, speech processing, you need to read huge amount of stuff. So much amount of background is required, and then only, PhD or MS students hardly come up with, some new algorithm by which you can solve certain thing, what is happening in the video or the image and so on.
Yes.
Deep learning essentially require good understanding of linear algebra and probability. If you wanted to code, you need to have a solid, programming skills in Python, and anyone like PyTorch or TensorFlow. And these two things are, anyway, both of them are PyTorch and TensorFlow, they are the graph based languages. So if you have, this much prerequisite and you are enthusiastic, wanted to learn new things, spend hours and hours to understand, because things are not easy. They are difficult, they are complicated, but they are sequential. You can't read something this, because when you don't know this, so you have to start maybe from the maybe start from the linear algebra probability, then fully connected networks, then convolutional neural networks or recurrent LSTM networks. Then you can talk about transformers, you can go to VAE, variational autoencoder, GAN. Then you can talk about other generative models like diffusion models. You can talk about deep reinforcement learning, graph neural networks. So this is
Yes, sir.
actually, if you wanted to read something, you have to go from scratch. So that's why I've said that on my YouTube channel, from scratch things are available. It's also available, like if you wanted to read transformers, and then what are the prerequisites which are being required in 4 to 5 hours, you can understand the basics of transformer. Then you need to read so many different stuff to apply those things. So deep learning is one thing, and its application is something that everyone can do. It's not easy to come up with new concept that can be, a big contribution in the area of deep learning,
Yes, sir.
but you can use it and solve different, complex problems in your domain.
Okay. So, how is it complex for a non-CSC background student to cope with these new fields like data science, AI, ML, or deep learning? Is it possible for them to start their journey in the field of AI, ML, or deep learning?
So that's a really interesting, not only interesting, it's a very good question, relevant question, because I would even wanted to switch from one place to another place. So because of this switching, I can tell you that if you wanted to switch, it's a good area to switch. Money wise and other things everyone can use to see. I want to say that don't see it as a money milking, stuff. It's really complex. It takes huge amount of time to understand and make such applications. But even if you feel that, yes, I wanted to switch on and I'm having huge amount of interest in this area, my suggestion is that it is possible. provided you don't you like coding. If you don't code, you can understand theory, because and even for that you have to be good handle on your mathematics, at least linear algebra and probability. Linear algebra, probability, and vector calculus, there are two three things, differentiation, other things on vectors, how can you do? And if the two three things are good for you, you like them, you can understand any deep learning algorithm in given amount of time. But theoretically you can learn, but programming is a orthogonal thing. So if I say that, okay, I can let you understand something, it's possible, but you will not be in a position to code that. And if you are not coding, then you will not be in a position to apply it anywhere. So the point is that there are two orthogonal things. One is the background is that the backbone of mathematics and the backbone of Python. So if you're very good in Python, then you try to get good handle on PyTorch or TensorFlow for deep learning specifically. And so many other things which are being there for data pre-processing, like scikit-learn, pandas, and these and that you can learn in between. But main thing is that if you have a good interest in programming, then only try to move into this area, because theory and other things you will somehow try to learn. Coding is, not the cup of tea for everyone.
Okay, sir, my next question is like when a student joins you, like what are the things that you are looking in the student like?
Yeah, so that's again, the answer is going to be built on the previous answer, that I just try to see. I mean, we are looking for someone who can think about the given problem. And for me, how can you think about a given problem in terms of deep learning? So if you have certain prerequisites in deep learning, I'll be very happy. I will be looking for student who is not very good but at least interested in programming. If you're not interested in programming, like Python, PyTorch, TensorFlow, hours and hours can you devote during programming? You can code things from scratch, and you can understand mathematics from scratch. If that's the thing, then it's okay. We don't expect that transformer, graph neural network, deep reinforcement learning. We are anyways going to teach those things over here. Our interest whenever we take an interview of any student is that how much motivated. Everyone wanted to see get a motivated student. Are you really interested in programming? How good are you in Python at least? And if you know PyTorch or TensorFlow, will be really happy. If you have the basics of deep learning, it's just for me, basics of deep learning.
We can conclude like this, like if anyone join the AI or ML course, so the Python, linear algebra, vector, and some probability, these are some basic concepts he or she would have to know about this.
Perfectly correct.
Okay. And sir, if someone want to like go for MS or PhD program, so how he or she can reach to you, sir?
If
Is there
you
any other medium, like either he or she can like get the admission here, or is there is there any another way?
Yeah, so the other ways are also being there. I was some other places. I have somehow being the co-guide of different students at different NITs. But the most important thing is that try to apply things. Try to apply for MS MTech. So MS, we have two things: MS by research and MTech by research and MTech. So MTech is a almost 2 years fixed program. MTech by research usually take 2.5 to 3 years, in which it's mandatory to publish certain things. For PhD, again, it's a single program PhD, and you just apply for. If you have given GATE in CSE, essentially you can be eligible, and that is the major way by which you can come. But there are few here or there. Try to do internships and so on. But we will do too much amount of having other commitments. Because of that, we are not involved in too many other colleges PhDs.
And a general query from students is, what is the like job opportunities in the field of AI and ML? So it's a basic question from the students, sir.
And I can also tell you that for AI ML, the job, but there are ample amount of job opportunities, from basic salary to medium or very high level salary. So everything is available, but it's all going to be dependent upon what is the skill that you have. One skill is that, sir, I can run a code, that a first year student can also run. So that is also required, and so many places they want just you take certain code and run it over here, because publicly things are available. If you want to do object segmentation, codes are publicly available. In a day you can run, it. So so the point is that depending upon this, your skill, if you can understand the new paper, can you understand that code? If you understand the problem, can you apply an existing code to somehow solve that problem? Then you can develop a code on your own. So that is all, different level of expertise or the skill. If you have, then you can start from beginning to professional.
Thank you, Professor Nigam. It's a great session, and thank you for giving such valuable time. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks.